Welcome back to the Steadyhand Coffee Break video series, where we share insights to help you, our Canadian clients and friends, navigate your financial future with confidence. And welcome back, Brett Martinson, certified financial planner with Parallel Wealth. Now, this video is an update to the My Service Canada account video that we posted last month, where I explain my CPP contribution history and how much I can expect to receive from CPP if I were to take it now at the age of 65 versus waiting for 5 years until I turn 70. Now, Brett was one of a few financial planners who reached out directly to us and wanted to provide some further clarifications for those Canadians who are not in a similar situation to mine. And so, welcome back, Brett.
Well, thanks. Always great to be back, and thanks for having me on again.
Well, let's start by me sharing my service account page and have you walk us through your thinking on my situation and how others might have a different experience or expectation. In short, a lot of people might have been asking whether the CPP estimate that they see on their My Service Canada account is the actual amount that they're going to receive at the age of 65.
In short, the further back you are from 65, so I'll be 54 this summer. So if I look at My Service Canada page, the further back I am from 65, the more inaccurate it could be. And that what I mean by could be is Service Canada is assuming I will continue to contribute to CPP until 65 in more or less the manner I have in the past. So they're taking my past contributions and extrapolating it to 65. If I decide to stop working tomorrow and make no more further CPP contributions, or I work till 60 and then stop making contributions, the actual number that I will get at 65 will be different than the number showing on the Service Canada estimate. And the actual number I will get will almost certainly be less than what's on the estimate. So the estimate could potentially be, I don't want to use the word misleading, but incorrect for planning purposes.
And that's fair because the calculator uses a set of assumptions, which it has to, but everybody's life and activities are going to be different. So you found a publicly available calculator that is going to help individual Canadians do this calculation in their own circumstances. So why don't we flip over to share your screen and you can walk us through this calculator and its impact on Canadians.
So this is the website, the service I was mentioning. It's a CPP calculator from PWL Capital. It's dynamic. It as you change the information, it will change the output, which is fantastic. You can see live the effects of certain changes, and I'm going to get into that in a second. So you can find this if you search PWL Capital CPP calculator, or the URL. I'm sure we'll put in the show notes, but it's research-tools.pwlcalendar.com. pwlcapital.com. We'll make sure the right link is in the show notes. But what I have here is I have this information set up as Service Canada sees you now, David. And even though these numbers are not going to line up exactly with the Service Canada estimate, because again, as you mentioned, there's assumptions going on with that Service Canada estimate that I may not have. I don't know what they are. So my inflation rate might be slightly different than their inflation rate. But this number is pretty close to what it's suggesting that you will get at 70. So I'm going to give you two quick examples here, because one of the things that's on your Service Canada estimate, or specifically your statement of contributions, is it doesn't have any income for 2025. Nor does it have any income for 2024 because it doesn't have your tax information from there yet. So it doesn't officially know what your income was for 2024. And I'm just going to put in the maximum number here, or a number above the maximum. So once I change that to, let's just say 80,000, the max is about 70-ish in 2024. And once I change 2025 to approximately the same number, you can see that things are changing. Oops, that didn't take 1 second. You can see that things are changing, and this number has now increased. This number was lower, and now it's a little bit higher because The Service Canada estimate doesn't know what you made in 2024, nor what you're going to make in 2025, nor any other future years. So I can confidently say that you will probably get more from CPP than what your Service Canada estimate states, because it's currently missing those numbers until your tax return is in.
This is reflective of the fact that we are paying into CPP with the expectation that we'll benefit in the future.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Now, if I kind of go back in time here and say, well, you know what? This is showing that you're going to retire at 70 and retirement age 70. Let's say that you were going to go back in time and you were thinking about retiring at 65 and what your CPP would look like. And then I'm going to compare this with going back to, for example, 55. And I think that will illustrate the point I'm trying to make, that the estimate from Service Canada may not be accurate enough to use for planning purposes. So if I change your retirement date to 2024, July 2024, which will make you retiring at 65 here, and I make sure that your various income is correct, even though you're retiring July 2024. Let's just assume you work the full year. These numbers haven't changed much because, again, the estimate that you have today assumes no further contributions or no further income to CPP. It essentially stops that assumption as of 65. So if you do work till 70, you will probably get more CPP than what the estimate shows. Now, let me then go back 10 years and let's go to when you're 55. Now you can see this number has dropped quite a bit. So what I'm trying to illustrate here is that if we were doing this video 10 years ago and you had your Service Canada information and your statement of contribution as of 55, your Service Canada estimate would have said something like $2,000 at age 70. But if you had decided to stop working at 55 and you're planning on getting $2,000 a month at age 70 from CPP or whatever amount at 65, but we'll use 70 as an example, you're very well potentially going to be getting less than $2,000 a month.
Oh, and then why does it say not applicable for benefits at 60 on the left?
Not applicable for benefits at 60 is possibly because I'm breaking the calculator because it knows that as of today you are older than 60.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But if I just for giggles, then let's change your birth date to 1979. We'll make you a bit younger. Now 60 comes into play there.
Got it. Okay. Thank you.
The key point I think I'd want people to know is that they can't rely, as much as it's great that we have that estimate, the better way to get the estimate is get what's called your statement of contributions, which is exactly the same website as you get your estimate from, and use a tool like this. And I'll take 30 more seconds to plead with anybody who's watching that happens to be connected with Service Canada or the Government of Canada. The Quebec pension plan actually shows what your pension would be if you were to stop the day you got the estimate. It would be great if Service Canada also did the same thing. Now you're getting two different numbers. Here's the number we think you'll get if you continue to work till 65 and contribute. Here's the number if you stop working today. And at least that provides a little bit more of a picture than maybe just the one number at 65.
So tying the video that we did around getting onto my Service Canada account, seeing all of your contributions with this video and this tool, can I download my contributions history, which is nicely framed there by, CRA, I guess. Can I download that and import it directly into this tool, or do I have to retype it all in?
You can import it directly. The way I find that works the best is if you have your information in a spreadsheet. So for example, you can see this number here is 35,800 and continuing on down. I happen to have your information on a spreadsheet on my other screen. So if I go ahead and grab that from the spreadsheet and just hit paste, boom, it's all right in there. It may not be accurate to you because we've changed your birth date, but the fact of the matter is I was able to quickly put it in there. Typing the numbers in maybe takes me 5 minutes. The concern is errors, but it does not take that long to put the information in.
And you use this calculator in your practice as you're helping Canadians plan their retirement income. I know that's all Parallel Wealth does, is focus on retirement income. Do you import it, or do you retype it in, or how do you do that?
A combination. Some clients will actually go in and do this for us, and then send us this what's called a shareable link. Ideally, we get it in Excel format because it's copy and paste and it reduces errors. If in the end we need to type it in, we type it in, and just be careful.
While we're on the topic of retirement, everybody should know that we have a guide that we now offer. We call it the 3 Simple Steps to Retirement, and you can download the guide by clicking the link in the video description below. Before we close out today, Brett, is there anything else you want to mention on either this calculator or calculating CPP benefits in general?
I don't think so. I think we've touched on it all, other than a thank you to PWL Capital for, I know there's other calculators out there, and it's been great to use any and all of them. It's always nice to see that they're constantly being improved, and this is a great one. So our thanks to PWL Capital for putting this together.
Right on. Well, and again, thank you, Brett, for bringing this to us. It's no doubt incredibly informative and helpful to many Canadians who are contemplating their retirement and how CPP will play a role in helping to fund it. Thanks to everybody for watching today's video, and we look forward to seeing you in the next coffee break.